Okay guys, I'm going to give you a quick simple example of how we use our access control in conjunction with our automation system to trigger events and have certain systems talk back and forth between each other. We obviously use a fingerprint scanner to come into the building in the morning, and the fingerprint scanner, a quick note about it, it's not your typical scanner. It uses live finger detection, so it needs the skin to actually touch it before it activates. It actually measures the electrical current to make sure that it's a finger that's touching it. It then initiates. It takes a profile of the electrical makeup of your individual finger, as well as detecting your fingerprint. So it uses lots of different techniques for making sure it is an actual finger and that it's your finger and not a photocopied scan or plastic impression. So once the person comes in and scans the finger, it will take about a second to give them access, open the door, and as they come in, an event is fired that sets the shop up for morning access. So the lights are kicked on throughout the different parts of the building. There is a main audio server that kicks on, as well as a couple other just daily startup actions that happen. Now immediately when somebody comes in, just because they thumbprinted in, they still have to disarm the security. So the security system is going to start beeping and there'll be a notification to disarm it. And when you disarm the security, everybody has an individual code. That code tells the system who just came in.
Good morning, Jesse. I hope you have a good day today. Remember, if you pass today's trials, there will be cake.
Here we can see it detects that Jesse's now in the building. Since he's in the building, it sets the building to his profile, and immediately throughout the whole building, Jesse's Pandora station starts playing through the distributed media. Now, that will play until one of two things: either somebody with a higher priority level comes in, or until we hit 10 o'clock in the morning, the store opens and a separate station is played during working hours. But for example, if I come into the building, you can see here it will detect John is in. When I enter, since I have a higher priority than him, the music has changed and different things throughout the shop are set to my personal preference. The temperature of certain rooms and lighting and anything else that I want to set is set to my personal preference. So that's a real simple example of how we utilize the access and integration. And let me go ahead and show you guys all the different things that you can tie in and integrate and the type of actions you can do. Okay, so I'm going to quickly just run through what all you can integrate using the automated system with the access control, security, media, etc. Here I have a simple floor plan of our shop with some of the physical devices we have mounted, and I want to start down here at the actual automation system. So this right here is the key to having everything work together. It's really just a computer, actually ours here I think is a Pentium 4, running the software that's meant to be used to tie all this together. I've tried to explain to a couple people the best way I can explain this system is it is for the automation integration world what the Arduino is for the electronics world. It allows everything to easily connect together and let you focus on making things happen instead of spending your time focusing on trying to get a certain device to talk to another one. So here we have the different things we can have it connected to. You can actually have it plugged into an Arduino and receive commands from it. The web, RSS data, I get all of our weather information from a local weather service provider that plugs in. X10 control for lights and power devices, so anything plugged into a wall or any light we can turn on or off. Media distribution, we use a media server with zoned audio, so every room can have something different playing. They can all be synchronized together, and what's playing can be controlled automatically by certain events that trigger. Our camera server for our CCTV taps into it. Full manipulation and control of our security system, of our access control, of our phone system. It actually has its own 2 phone lines that it uses to make phone calls for notifications. You can also pick up a phone in the office and dial a particular extension and go through an IVR menu to get the current status of certain devices or find out if somebody's in the building, disarm security, etc. And of course it plugs into the network. and utilizing utilizing a particular plugin, you can monitor and have certain actions triggered based on any network device. So in the example you all just saw, Jesse was recognized in the building because he put his code in. Well, obviously during the day, during business hours, as long as somebody's in the system, it sends a signal to the access control to not have the front door locked. So I didn't have to hit a code to get in. But when I had my cell phone or my laptop on the Wi-Fi, it detected those devices by their MAC address, and it said if they're here, I must be in the building, and it set my virtual toggle device to on in the building. So there's lots of different ways virtual devices can be triggered on and off. A couple examples on this floor plan here. All the red triangles are motions, the red circles are door contacts, everything in blue is media. So these are media clients, and these are just PC based clients that get their signals from the media server, and these are speakers. The green is our access control, and then the screens you see here are the screens that are public monitors that are also controlled by the media system. So we can have zoned areas, so this entire area is our retail, and if any of these motions are on, then our zoned area here has occupancy. If they're all off for a minute and a half, then it sets this to vacant, which means we're probably in the back working. So if we're in the back working and the front door is triggered and somebody comes in, then it will play a notification to the customer telling them somebody will be with them in just a moment. And then separately through these speakers alerts us in the back that somebody is up front needing assistance. Until this door or this motion are triggered, it knows that nobody's come up front to take care of this customer. So every 60 seconds it will repeat that message back here until we take care of them. So that's a good idea of how you can use the different individual devices to set the status of particular zones. Another good example is we have so many motions it's impossible to go a minute without triggering something if you're in the building. So we have an entire building zone, and it says if the entire building has no motion triggered for 5 minutes, then 99% of the time that's going to mean that we are not in the building at all. If the building's ever left for 5 minutes with nobody in it, then it automatically goes into its shutdown sequence for the shop. So lights are automatically made sure that they're turned off, security system is armed, cameras are set to certain positions, and its high level security mode is turned on. So when we walk out, we don't lock the door, we don't do anything, we just walk out, and then right as we walked out, the doors will lock, and a few minutes later the security system will arm itself and it will go into full protected mode. Because of the ability to integrate with the web, you can do things like monitor RSS feeds, send updates to Twitter, pretty much anything that you can imagine in your head that you can do, this automation server will let you do it. It's voice controlled, so we have microphones throughout the whole building where we can speak the name Jarvis. It will respond, and we can say shut down shop, or turn this light on or off, or play this album in the tech area, and it'll play through this system here. Again, the possibilities are limitless once you start adding these devices and just start creating events and triggers. The best thing about it is the ease of which you can create events, triggers, and virtual devices. It's really a 2 or 3 step process of choosing your device and your action, and as soon as you do that, from then on out, it's a constant monitored trigger and action that occurs based on it. So I'm going to be bringing you guys one of the automation servers over, and we'll play around with it, and anybody that's interested in seeing how to do certain actions or setting up particular devices, let me know, and I'll show you guys how to start integrating and getting things set up on this system.